My name is Nathaniel, a proud Hoosier whose parents brought me north away from the slavers. When the war broke out, I enlisted infantry, but we soon served in Colonel Wilder's Lightning Mounted Infantry Brigade at the Battle of Chickamauga, Georgia, September 19th and 20th, 1863. We were not officially cavalry, as we did not use sabers and usually fought on foot.
I am Elijah, well noted in the good book. I began this war a slave, but would earn my freedom by personal order of General Forrest. I was hired as a teamster by General Forrest and just considered about a free man, and got into some of the fights against the Yankees. At the Battle of Chickamauga, General Forrest got a chance to see some of his best Negroes doing the work, arriving on the firing line and shooting down Yankees the same as the white soldiers. The only persons that seemed to mind that business were the Yankees, who were shocked to see us contraband cutting them down like grain.
Our brigade of Westerners, armed with Spencer repeating rifles, roughed up the Rebs at several turns, as we could hold off 5 times our numbers. Our unit was there from beginning to end, and I remember what I saw as if it ended but minutes ago. I will admit that I consider myself most fortunate to be here to tell the tale, as it was a bloody affair, the Chickamauga becoming a river of death. The war against the Secesh in the West, up to that point, is well noted in the newspapers of the past 2 years. Our armies were well noted for bending up to that point, first at Shiloh, Tennessee, back in April of '62, then at Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the 1st of January '63. In both of these battles, the Rebs attacked furiously and won the first part of the fight. But our lines held and eventually drove back and defeated the enemy. Throughout the remainder of '63, our armies and Bragg's simply marched, flanked, dug in, then marched and flanked some more, in what I read ended in the Tullahoma campaign. Both armies knew the toughness of the other, and I suppose it was only a matter of time before the generals had to put the boys in again.
General Forrest and many of the cavalry officers were successful on the advance of a push at the Yankees, and won fame covering the retreat. We wondered when it would be so, when General Bragg would let his infantry win some fame.
I suppose the battle came to be because both sides were about ready for an out-and-out fight. Our commanding general of the Army of the Cumberland, General Rosecrans, Old Rosie, had outmarched and outflanked rebel General Bragg from Tullahoma to capturing Chattanooga, Tennessee in early September. The army may have been under 60,000 good men, but all pitched in to fooling Bragg as to where we intended to go. It was thought we were surely on to Atlanta.
Our General Bragg was not well liked by General Forrest. When General Forrest was out for a fight, all the men knew the fight was to come and then finished in quick order. With this Bragg, he was part hen, part rooster. Never knew which one which day. Bragg did bring the army together, and our force was covering it on the flanks or watching the enemy in the advance or retreat. Our force grew to around 70,000 men, and the men remembered General Forrest storming about his staff, yelling about Bragg needing to hit the Yankees while they were spread all across northern Georgia.
It's not too bad. I always enjoyed the duty myself.
The fighting on the 18th was a mere skirmish. As the morning sun of the 19th opened our eyes, skirmish fire came along with it. Then the sounds of bugles and fifes, and drums, all troops forming, and every man could tell that Rosecrans and Bragg had found each other. Like two big roosters, it was time to see who was the boss of the yard.